Gramma Rose here. I want to show you something beautiful this morning. I noticed a shrub blooming this morning. Coming back from feeding the chickens, I passed by it, and this is always the first shrub to bloom in the spring. And I wanted to show it to you because I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Probably. It's used in landscaping quite a bit. And I planted these when I first moved here 12 years ago. So let me show you what it looks like. Here we go. You see it? Isn't this beautiful? Have you ever seen this before? The name of the shrub is Loropetalum chinensis. Well, that's the scientific name. Here's another picture of it. So, Loropetalum chinensis. I think a common name for it is fringe flower, because it is fringy. It's got fringes. Or Chinese witch hazel. You may be familiar with witch hazel trees. Well, this is in the same plant family as witch hazel. And as you see, this is a rather large, it's a shrub. It's a large shrub. But what is that, 20 feet tall maybe? 15 feet at least. Can you see how big it is? There's the chickens. We'll get up here. And you see how tall the thing is. So, if you see these, go to the nursery and you see these pretty little shrubs blooming in their pots, little pots, and you think they belong underneath your window. You put them as a foundation planting underneath your window, then what are you going to have to do? Think about it. What will you have to do? You're going to have to keep this thing pruned constantly. So the smart thing to do is to look on the plant tag and see how tall it actually grows. See this? It's beautiful. But I knew how big it was going to grow, so I put it back over here. It was right down here on the ground. There's a tarp that I can't get up. I probably could get it up if I tried really hard. But there was a dog yard down here. This part of it here. There's the wire from it, and it's embedded in the ground, and I'm going to have to do some major digging to get the thing up, so I've left it here. But I planted these Loropetalum over here to hide that dog yard. And then I got somebody to take it down for me, and then they didn't get rid of it after they dismantled it. Which is one of those things that happens, you know. So there we go. Loropetalum chinensis, beautiful, beautiful shrub, and it has its place. So there are varieties of this that will get smaller, well, smaller as in like 4 or 5 feet, and there may even be some that will get even smaller still. So always look at the plant tag and see what the expected mature height and width, whatever. The dimensions. What are the mature dimensions of this shrub going to be? Because if you're like a lot of people, you're going to plant it someplace and then you're going to have to keep it trimmed to shrub size when it wants to be a tree. And you don't want to do that. That's too much work. You've got other things that you want to be doing with your time. I'd rather be in my garden picking flowers or picking vegetables or even weeding than trimming shrubs that don't need to be trimmed. Let them grow, let them be their full height, put them someplace where they can be their full height, and you'll be happy with them. And you won't have to keep them keep cutting them down and make them be something they don't want to be. I'm talking about like they're people and they have feelings, but you don't want them. You don't want all that extra work, do you? You want all that extra work? Anyway, beautiful, beautiful shrub. Oh, pretty backlit right there. Nice. Let's walk up here on it. Loropetalum chinensis. Fringe flower. Chinese witch hazel. Pretty shrub, and the first one to bloom in the spring. Bye, y'all. See you next time.